The world you see around you is not the cause of your experience, but the effect. It is the outpicturing of your inner states of consciousness. Every circumstance, every person, every experience in your life is a reflection of your own thoughts and beliefs. When you grasp this fundamental truth, you realize that the repayment you seek is not about receiving something from an external source. It is about shifting your consciousness to a state where what you desire already exists. For in truth, nothing is ever lost. It simply exists in a state that you are not currently occupying. Consider for a moment, have you ever misplaced an object in your home, only to find it later exactly where it should have been? The object was never lost. It was always there. You simply weren't occupying the state of consciousness where you were aware of its location. The same principle applies to everything you believe you have lost in life. Now you might be wondering, but Wayne, how can I shift my consciousness to a state where I have what I thought was lost? This is an excellent question, and it brings us to the heart of our discussion. The key lies in your wonderful human imagination. Your imagination is not mere fantasy or daydreaming. It is God in action within you. It is the creative power through which all things are made. When you imagine, you are literally reshaping the substance of the universe. To receive repayment for what you thought was lost, you must use your imagination to occupy the state where you already have it. You must feel the reality of it, experience the joy of it, live from the assumption that it is already yours. This is not about pretending or deceiving yourself. It is about aligning yourself with the truth of your desire at the level of cause. For remember, your outer world is simply a reflection of your inner states. As you change within, your outer world has no choice but to conform. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Wayne, how can I imagine having something when my current reality shows me its absence? This, my dear friends, is where faith comes in, but not blind faith. Faith based on understanding the law. You see, your physical reality is nothing more than the outpicturing of your past assumptions. It is the harvest of seeds you have previously sowed in your consciousness. To change your reality, to receive repayment for what you thought was lost, you must plant new seeds. You must assume a new state of being. When you imagine having what you desire, when you feel the reality of it, you are planting these new seeds. You are assuming the state of one who already has what they desire, and as you persist in this state, your outer world has no choice but to conform to this new inner conviction. This is the true meaning of the biblical phrase, "Ask and it shall be given you." It is not a plea to an external deity. It is a reminder of your own divine creative power. When you ask, you are declaring your desire as an accomplished fact to your own subconscious mind, which is one with the universal mind. Now let us address a common misconception. Many believe that to manifest their desires, to receive repayment for what they thought was lost, they must visualize every detail of how it will come to pass. But I tell you now, this is not necessary and can even be counterproductive. Your job is not to figure out the how. Your job is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The infinite intelligence of the universe will take care of the how in ways far beyond what your limited conscious mind can conceive. Think of it like this. When you order something online, you don't concern yourself with the logistics of how it will be delivered. You simply place the order and trust that it will arrive. The same principle applies when you seek repayment from the universe. You place your order with the cosmic catalog, so to speak, and then you let go and trust in its delivery. This brings us to another crucial point, the importance of letting go. After you have assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled, after you have planted the seed of your desire in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, you must release it. You must fall asleep to the desire, confident in its fulfillment. This letting go is not indifference. It is supreme confidence. It is the knowing that your desire is already yours in the realm of imagination, which is the very substance of reality. As you sleep in this assumption, your subconscious mind goes to work, aligning all the necessary forces to bring about the manifestation of your desire. Now let us explore the concept of revision in relation to receiving repayment for what you thought was lost. Revision is the art of reimagining past events in a way that aligns with your desire of reality. This is crucial because your subconscious mind draws upon your memories to create your current experience. When you revise your past, you are literally rewriting the script of your life. You are creating a past that naturally leads to your present and future. Instead of dwelling on loss, revise those experiences. See them as stepping stones, as necessary parts of your journey that led you to this moment of revelation and repayment. This practice of revision, combined with living in the state of your wish fulfilled, creates a powerful alignment in your consciousness. You are creating a new past, present and future all at once, all aligning with the repayment you seek. Now let us address the concept. Everyone, as you pushed out. This principle states that everyone in your world is a reflection of your consciousness. The way people treat you, the opportunities that come your way, even the seemingly random events in your life, all are reflections of your state of being. When you shift your consciousness to a state of having received repayment for what you thought was lost, you naturally begin to see others differently. You see them as playing their perfect part in the divine unfolding of your desire. This shift in perception allows for miraculous changes in your relationships and circumstances. Let us now discuss the importance of gratitude in receiving repayment from the universe. Gratitude is not just a polite sentiment, it is a powerful creative force. When you are truly grateful, you are acknowledging the presence of your desire in your life. You are affirming its reality even before it manifests in the physical realm. As you seek repayment for what you thought was lost, cultivate a deep sense of gratitude. Be thankful not just for what you can see and touch, but for the unseen blessings that are even now unfolding in your life. Give thanks for the wisdom that guides you, the love that surrounds you, and the power that resides within you. This gratitude aligns you with the frequency of your desire, speeding up its manifestation. It puts you in a state of receptivity, opening you to receive even greater blessings. Now, let us address the concept of the Sabbath. The Sabbath in this context is not about a particular day of the week, but about a state of mind. It is a state of complete rest from all effort, a state of knowing that your work is done. When you seek repayment from the universe, when you have assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled, enter this Sabbath state. Rest in the certainty that your desire is fulfilled. In this state, you no longer feel the need to make your desire happen because you know it is already done. Let us explore the concept of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean not caring about your desire. It means releasing your anxious attachment to how or when it will manifest. When you are anxiously attached to an outcome, you are actually affirming the absence of your desire. True detachment comes from the deep knowing that your desire is already yours in consciousness and therefore must manifest in your physical reality. It's a state of calm certainty of knowing the law is at work even when you can't see the evidence yet. Now, let us discuss the power of your imagination once more. Your imagination is not mere fantasy or daydreaming. It is God in action within you. It is the creative power through which all things are made. When you seek repayment from the universe, use your imagination to its fullest potential. Imagine yourself having already received what you thought was lost. Feel the joy of it, the relief, the satisfaction. Live from that state, for in doing so you are literally reshaping the substance of your reality. Let us address the importance of self-love in this process. Many people struggle to receive repayment from the universe because they don't believe they are worthy of it. But I tell you now, worthiness has nothing to do with it. You are worthy because you exist. You are God's creation, and God only creates perfection. Cultivate self-love as you seek repayment from the universe. Know that you are deserving of all good things simply because you are. This self-love creates a powerful foundation for manifesting your desires. Now, let us explore the concept of the law of reversed effort. This law states that the harder you try to achieve something, the more you push it away. This is why letting go and trusting is so powerful. It allows you to align with the natural flow of creation without the interference of struggle or forced effort. Think of it like this. When you're learning to swim, if you thrash about frantically, you'll sink. But if you relax and trust the water to hold you up, you float effortlessly. The same principle applies to receiving repayment from the universe. Let us discuss the role of silence in this process. After you have done your imaginal work, after you have assumed the feeling of having received repayment for what you thought was lost, there comes time for silence. This silence is not just external, but internal. It is a cessation of all inner chatter about your desire. In this silence, you allow the seed of your desire to take root and grow. You do not dig it up repeatedly to check on its progress. You trust in the law, knowing that what is done in consciousness must manifest in reality. Now, let us address the concept of living in the end once more. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are not hoping for something to happen in the future. You are experiencing your desire as a present fact. This state of living in the end collapses time and brings your desire into the present moment. Remember, in the realm of imagination where all creation takes place, there is no time. Your desire is fulfilled the moment you assume the feeling of its fulfillment with conviction. The time it takes for this to appear in your physical reality is determined by your faith and your persistence in the assumed state. Let us explore the concept of the observer effect in quantum physics. In the quantum world, the act of observing something changes it. Your observation, your consciousness affects the behavior of subatomic particles. This principle applies to your life as well. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are choosing to observe your reality from the perspective of already having received it. This observation literally shapes your reality at the quantum level, bringing your desire to manifestation. Now, let us discuss the importance of feeling in this process. Feeling is the secret. It's not enough to intellectually know that repayment is possible or even to visualize it clearly. You must feel the reality of it when you seek repayment from the universe. Allow yourself to fully feel the joy, the excitement, the gratitude of having received it. These elevated emotions are the fuel that gives light to your manifestations. They align you with the frequency of your desire, speeding up its realization in your physical reality. Let us address the concept of resistance once more. Resistance is anything that blocks the flow of your desired reality into your experience. It often shows up as doubt, fear, or worry. When you seek repayment from the universe, release this resistance. Remember, what you resist persists. By letting go of resistance, you allow the natural flow of creation to bring about your desire effortlessly. Now, let us expand the quantum view. The quantum view is the version of you that exists in the field of all possibilities. It's the you that has already received repayment for everything you thought was lost. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are aligning yourself with this quantum version of you. Understand that you're not trying to become something you're not. You're aligning with a version of you that already exists in the quantum field. You're shifting your consciousness to match that reality. Let us discuss the power of your words once more. Your words are not just sounds or symbols. They're creative forces. They're declarations to the universe. When you seek repayment for what you thought was lost, your words must align with this desire. Speak as though you have already received your repayment. Use phrases that affirm the reality of your desire. Remember, your words are seeds planted in the fertile soil of the universe. Make sure you're planting seeds of what you want to grow in your life. Now, let us address the importance of patience in this process. Patience in this context is not passive waiting. It is active trust in the law. It is knowing that what is done in consciousness must manifest in reality and allowing that manifestation to unfold in its perfect timing. When you seek repayment from the universe, cultivate this kind of active patience. Know that your desire is manifesting even if you can't see the evidence yet. Trust in the perfect unfolding of the universe. Let us explore the concept of the present moment once more. The present moment is your point of power. It's the only place where you can make changes, where you can choose your thoughts and emotions. When you seek repayment from the universe, anchor yourself in this present moment. Many people live their lives either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. But when you do this, you're not using your power to create. You're letting your past or your imagined future control your present. Seeking repayment from the universe brings you into alignment with the power of now. Now, let us discuss the role of forgiveness in receiving repayment from the universe. Holding on to resentment, anger, or blame keeps you energetically tied to past experiences. It keeps you vibrating at a lower frequency, attracting more experiences that match that lower energy. Forgiveness is not about condoning what happened or letting someone off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the energetic burden of negative emotions. It's about choosing to vibrate at a higher frequency. As you seek repayment from the universe, practice forgiveness of others and of yourself. Let us address the concept of divine order. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are aligning yourself with divine order. You are recognizing that there is a perfect unfolding of events, even if you can't see it from your limited perspective. Trust in this divine order. Know that everything is happening for your highest good, and even when it doesn't appear that way on the surface. This trust allows you to remain calm and centered, even in the face of apparent setbacks or challenges. Now, let us explore the concept of allowing. Allowing is the opposite of forcing. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are in a state of allowing. You are opening yourself up to receive all the good that the universe has for you. Allowing doesn't mean being passive. It means being receptive. It means being open to possibilities beyond what your limited mind can conceive. It means trusting that the universe knows the best path to the fulfillment of your desires. Let us discuss the importance of self-awareness in this process. To truly receive repayment from the universe, you must be aware of your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions. You must be able to catch yourself when you slip into doubt or anxiety and consciously choose to return to a state of trust and knowing. Cultivate this self-awareness through practices like meditation, journaling, or simply taking time for quiet reflection. The more aware you are of your inner state, the more effectively you can maintain a state of alignment with your desire. Now, let us address the concept of surrender. Surrender is often misunderstood as giving up or admitting defeat, but in the context of receiving repayment from the universe, surrender is a powerful act of alignment. It is surrendering your limited ego control to the infinite wisdom of the universe within you. When you surrender in this way, you are not becoming powerless. On the contrary, you are aligning yourself with the most powerful creative force in existence. You are allowing this force to work through you unimpeded by doubt, fear, or limited thinking. Let us explore the concept of faith once more. Faith is not blind belief. It is not hoping for the best while fearing the worst. True faith is a knowing beyond physical evidence. It is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are exercising this kind of faith. You are knowing the reality of your desire with such conviction that you no longer need physical proof. This unwavering faith moves mountains. it part seas. It transforms the very fabric of your reality. Now, let us discuss the importance of your self-concept in this process. Your self-concept is the sum total of your beliefs about who you are. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are adopting a self-concept of someone who is worthy and capable of receiving all good things. See yourself as a divine being capable of creating any reality you desire. Know that you are not separate from the universe, but an individualized expression of it. This elevated self-concept naturally aligns you with the fulfillment of your desires. Let us address the concept of resistance once more. Resistance often arises when we try to control every aspect of our reality. When you seek reclaimment from the universe, release this resistance. Allow the infinite intelligence of the universe to work out the details of how your desire will manifest. Remember, your job is not to figure out the how. Your job is to hold the vision of your desire fulfilled and to maintain the feeling of its reality. The universe will take care of the how in ways far more wonderful than you could have imagined. Now, let us explore the concept of the law of attraction in relation to receiving repayment from the universe. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. When you align yourself with the energy of having already received repayment, you naturally raise your vibration. You align yourself with the frequency of desire. This elevated vibration attracts experiences, people, and circumstances that match it. You become a magnet for the fulfillment of your desires, effortlessly drawing to you what you need for their manifestation. Let us discuss the role of gratitude once more. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a state of being. When you seek reclaimment from the universe, you naturally enter a state of gratitude. You are grateful not just for what you have, but for what is coming. This state of gratitude is incredibly powerful. It aligns you with the abundance of the universe. It opens you to receive even more blessing. Practice gratitude not from a place of lack, hoping to receive, but from a place of fullness, knowing you already have. Now, let us address the concept of divine timing once more. Often when we hold tightly to our desires, we create resistance to their natural unfolding. We try to force things to happen on our timeline, but the universe operates on its own divine timing, which is always perfect. When you seek repayment from the universe, align yourself with this divine timing. Release the need to control when or how your desire will manifest. Trust that it will come at the perfect time in the perfect way. Let us explore the concept of unity consciousness. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are recognizing your oneness with the universe. You are understanding that there is no separation between you and what you desire. It is already yours because you are one with all that is. This understanding of unity consciousness dissolves the illusion of lack. It aligns you with the infinite abundance of the universe. From this state of oneness, manifestation becomes effortless and natural. Now let us discuss the importance of detachment once more. Detachment is not indifference. It is not a lack of desire. Detachment is the state of knowing that your desire is already yours in consciousness, and therefore you do not need to anxiously pursue it in the physical world. When you are detached in this way, you are free from the fear of not getting what you want. You are free from the anxiety of when or how it will come. This freedom allows you to enjoy the present moment fully, while still holding the vision of your desire fulfilled. Let us address the concept of allowing once more. Allowing is the opposite of forcing. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are in a state of allowing. You are opening yourself up to receive all the good that the universe has for you. Allowing doesn't mean being passive. It means being receptive. It means being open to possibilities beyond what your limited mind can conceive. It means trusting that the universe knows the best path to the fulfillment of your desires. Now let us explore the concept of the mirror principle. This principle states that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are creating an inner state of fulfillment and gratitude. This inner state will inevitably be reflected in your outer experiences. Understand that as you change your inner world, your outer world must change to match it. This is not wishful thinking. It is the operation of universal law. Let us discuss the role of patience once more. Patience in this context is not passive waiting. It is active trust in the law. It is knowing that what is done in consciousness must manifest in reality, and allowing that manifestation to unfold in its perfect timing. When you seek repayment from the universe, cultivate this kind of active patience. Know that your desire is manifesting even if you can't see the evidence yet. Trust in the perfect unfolding of the universe. Now let us address the importance of self-love in this process once more. Self-love is not vanity or egotism. It is a recognition of your true worth as a divine being. When you truly love yourself, you naturally align with the fulfillment of your desires. As you seek repayment from the universe, cultivate deep self-love. Know that you are worthy of all that you desire simply because you exist. This self-love creates a powerful foundation for manifesting your desires. Let us explore the concept of the quantum field once more. In quantum physics, we understand that everything is energy and possibility. Your desires already exist as potentials in this quantum field. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are aligning yourself with the version of reality where your desire is fulfilled. Understand that you are not creating something from nothing. You are selecting a reality from infinite possibilities. Your job is to align your consciousness with the reality you desire to experience. Now let us discuss the power of your focus. Where you place your attention is where you direct your energy. When you seek repayment from the universe, you are focusing on the reality of your desire fulfilled. You are directing your energy towards its manifestation. Be mindful of where you're placing your focus. Are you focusing on what you lack, on what's wrong in your life? Or are you focusing on the reality of your desire fulfilled? Remember, what you focus on expands. In conclusion, remember that the universe is about to repay you for everything you thought was lost. This repayment is not something external to you, but a shift in your consciousness. As you align with the state of having received this repayment, as you live from this assumption, you will find your outer world reshaping itself to match your inner state. Trust in the law. Have faith in your own divine nature. And above all, persist in the state of knowing that your desires are already fulfilled. For in doing so, you are exercising your divine creative power and shaping your reality according to your will. Go forth and create consciously, for the power is within you. The entire universe is at your command. You need only to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and allow your good to flow to you. And so it is. Imagine, if you will, a world where everything you desire is already yours. A reality where the mere act of seeking is replaced by the knowing that what you wish for is already in your possession. This, my dear listeners, is not a fantasy, but the very nature of our being. In this grand theater of life, we often find ourselves caught in the endless pursuit of our desires. We chase after love, wealth, success, and happiness as if they were elusive butterflies, always just out of reach. But I say to you now with absolute certainty that this relentless seeking is the very thing that keeps us from our desires. The secret, the great mystery that has eluded so many, is that everything you could ever want or need already exists within you. It is not something to be found out there in the external world, but rather to be realized and awakened from within. Consider for a moment the nature of your own consciousness. Are you not the one who is aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your desires? This I am that you truly are is the source of all creation. It is the God within you, the intellect, intelligence that shapes the very universe we inhabit. When you say I am, you are invoking the name of God. For is it not written in the scriptures, Be still and know that I am God. This stillness, this cessation of seeking, is the key to unlocking the infinite potential that lies dormant within you. Let us delve deeper into this concept. When you seek something, you are farming its absence in your life. You are telling the universe, I do not have this, and therefore I must search for it. But in doing so, you are creating the very lack you seek to overcome. Instead, I urge you to adopt a new approach. Rather than seeking, begin assuming. Assume that you already possess that which you desire. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the fulfillment that comes with having your wish fulfilled. For in truth, the moment you can feel it as real, it is yours. This is the law of assumption, the cornerstone of all creation. Whatever you assume to be true, whatever state you occupy in your imagination, must and will become your reality. The outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state of being. Let me illustrate this with a simple example. Suppose you desire financial abundance. The common approach would be to work harder, to seek opportunities, to chase after wealth. But I say to you, assume the state of wealth now. Feel the security, the freedom, the joy that comes with financial abundance. Live from that state and watch as the outer world reshapes itself to match your inner conviction. You see, my friends, the world is not something separate from you. It is not an objective reality that exists independently of your consciousness. Know the world as you pushed out. Every person, every circumstance, every event in your life is but a reflection of your own state of consciousness. This is why seeking is futile. When you seek, you are pushing your desire away from you, projecting it into a future that never arrives. But when you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, when you live from the end, you draw your desire to you with the irresistible force of divine law. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Wayne, how can I assume something to be true when my senses tell me otherwise? This, my dear listeners, is where the power of imagination comes into play. Your imagination is not some frivolous fantasy factory. It is the very workshop of creation. Whatever you can imagine and feel as real becomes real. This is creative power that was given to you at birth, the power to shape your world through the exercise of your imagination. When you close your eyes and imagine a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire, you are not daydreaming. You are engaging in the most intense form of creation. You are planting a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, a seed that must germinate and bear fruit in your outer world. But here's the crucial point. You must persist in this assumption. You must nurture that seed with the waters of faith and the sunlight of conviction. For a brief imaginal act is not enough to override years of contrary beliefs and assumptions. This is where many falter on the path. They glimpse the truth. They perform a single imaginal act, and then they return to their old habits of thought and feeling. They slip back into the state of seeking, of lack, of separation from their desire. But I say to you now, with all the conviction of my being, that if you persist in the assumption of your wish fulfilled, if you live from that state day and night, nothing in this world can prevent its manifestation, for you are not some helpless creature at the mercy of external forces. You are the operant power in your universe. You are the one who decides what stage you will occupy and consequently what experiences you will encounter. Think of it this way. Every state of consciousness is like a room in a vast mansion. When you enter a room, you experience everything that belongs to that room. If you enter the room of poverty, you experience lack. If you enter the room of love, you experience love. The choice of room to occupy is always yours. So why, ask you, would you choose to occupy a state of seeking when you could just as easily occupy the state of having? Why would you stand outside the room of your fulfilled desire, knocking and pleading for entry when the door is already open and waiting for you to walk in? This, my friends, is the essence of the teaching I share with you today. Stop seeking and it will come to you. For in truth, It is already yours. Your task is not to go out and find it, but to awaken to the reality of its presence within you. Now, I can sense that some of you may be struggling with this concept. You may be thinking, but Wayne, I have bills to pay, problems to solve. How can I simply assume that all is well when my reality shows me otherwise? To this I say, your present circumstances are nothing more than the fruit of your past assumptions. They have no power to persist unless you continue to give them life through your attention and belief. Remember, the outer world always lacks the inner world. What you see now in your physical reality is the shadow of past states of consciousness. But you have the power here and now to choose a new state. And as you persist in this new state, your outer world must conform to it. This is not mere positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. This is the application of cosmic law. Just as the law of gravity operates without fail, so too does the law of consciousness. Whatever state you occupy mentally and emotionally must be made manifest in your outer world. So I urge you, dear listeners, to make a fundamental shift in your approach to life. Instead of seeking, start embodying. Instead of chasing, start being. For you are already that which you desire to be. You are already whole, complete, and perfect. Your task is not to become something you are not, but to awaken to the truth of what you already are. You are the God of your universe, the creator of your reality. The power that you have sought in the external world has always resided within you. Now let us explore this concept further through the lens of various aspects of life. For this truth applies not just to material possessions, but to every facet of human experience. Consider the realm of relationships. So many people spend their life seeking love, believing that there is a perfect partner out there somewhere, if only they could find them. But I say to you, the love you seek is already within you. When you assume the state of being loved, when you feel the joy and fulfillment of a perfect relationship, you align yourself with that reality. You begin to embody the qualities that attract love. You become a magnet for the very experiences you desire. The same principle applies to health and well-being. Instead of seeking healing, assume the state of perfect health. Feel the vitality coursing through your veins, the strength in your limbs, the clarity in your mind. Lie from that state and watch as your body responds to this new assumption. In the realm of career and purpose, stop seeking your calling and start embodying it. Assume the state of someone who is living their passion, who is making a meaningful contribution to the world. Feel the satisfaction, the sense of purpose, the joy of using your unique gifts. As you persist in this state, opportunities will arise that align with your assumed reality. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, isn't this just self-deception? Am I not simply fooling myself into believing something that isn't true? To this I say, what you call truth is nothing more than a solidified assumption. Your current reality, which you accept as true, is simply the outcome of past assumptions that you have accepted and lived from. But you have the power at any moment to choose a new assumption and thus create a new reality. This is not self-deception. This is self-realization. This is awakening to your true nature as a creative being, as an individualized expression of the divine imagination that underlies all of creation. Consider the teachings of the great spiritual traditions. Did not the Christ say, "The kingdom of heaven is within you"? Did not the Buddha speak of the cessation of desire as the path to enlightenment? These are not mere poetic metaphors, but profound truths about the nature of reality and consciousness. When you stop seeking and start embodying, you are aligning yourself with this eternal wisdom. You are recognizing that the source of all fulfillment, all joy, all abundance is not something external to you, but the very essence of your being. This shift in perspective from seeking to embodying, from lack to fullness, is the most radical and transformative step you can take in your life. It is the key that unlocks the infinite potential that has always resided within you. But make no mistake, my dear friends, this is not a path for the faint of heart. It requires courage, persistence, and an unwavering faith in the unseen reality of your assumptions. The world will continue to present you with evidence that contradicts your new assumption. Your senses will report the lack, the limitation, the separation that you have known in the past. This is where your true test begins. Can you persist in your assumption in the face of contrary evidence? Can you hold fast to your vision of the wish fulfilled, even when the outer world seems to deny its reality? This is the mark of a true master, one who understands the nature of creation and refuses to be swayed by appearances. Remember, what you see in the outer world is nothing more than the shadow of past states of consciousness. It has no power to determine your future unless you give it that power through your attention and belief. So I say to you now, with all the conviction of my being, turn your attention away from the world of shadows. Cease your endless seeking in the realm of effects. Instead, turn within to the realm of cause, to the infinite creative power of your own imagination. For it is here in the realm of pure possibility that you will find all that you have ever sought. It is here that you will discover the truth of your being, the limitless potential that is your birthright. Imagine, if you will, a world where everyone understood this truth, a world where people no longer sought happiness, love, or success in the external world, but recognized these qualities as the very essence of their being. What kind of world would we create? I tell you now, it would be nothing short of paradise on earth. For when each individual realizes their true nature as the creator of their reality, when each person assumes responsibility for their state of consciousness, the entire world is transformed. This is the great work that lies before us. Not to change the world through external action, but to change it from within through the power of our assumptions and the creative force of our imagination. And so, my dear friends, I urge you once again, stop seeking and it will come to you. For in truth, it has always been yours. Your task is not to acquire, but to awaken, not to become, but to realize, not to find, but to remember. Let go of the habit of seeking. Release the belief in lack and limitation. Abandon the idea that what you desire is separate from you or difficult to attain. Instead, assume the state of the wish fulfilled. Lead from the end. Be that which you desire to be. As you do this, you will find that the very things you once sought so desperately begin to flow into your life with efficacies. For you are no longer pushing them away through your seeking, but drawing them to you through the magnetic power of your assumption. This is the law of reversal, the great secret that has been hidden in plain sight throughout the ages. When you cease to seek, you begin to find. When you let go of the chase, your desire chases you. When you stop trying to make things happen, things begin to happen of their own accord. But remember, this is not a passive state of inaction. It is the most profound and powerful form of action there is. For you are acting on the causal level of reality, shaping the very substance of creation through the power of your consciousness. Your every thought, your every feeling, your every assumption is a creative act. You are constantly shaping your world through the states you occupy. So choose wisely, my friends. Choose the states that align with your highest vision for yourself and for the world. Assume the best of yourself and others. Assume abundance, love, health, and joy. Assume that the universe is working in your favor, that every experience is a stepping stone to your greater good. For as you assume, so shall it be. This is the promise and the challenge that I lay before you today. It is a call to awaken to your true nature, to step into your power as the creator of your reality. It is an invitation to stop seeking and start being, to cease chasing and start embodying. The choice, as always, is yours. You can continue to live in the old way, seeking endlessly for that which has always been within you. Or you can embrace this new understanding, this timeless wisdom, and begin to live from the state of the wish fulfilled. I urge you with all the love and conviction in my heart to choose the latter. For when you do, you will discover a freedom and a joy beyond anything you'll ever known. You will tap into the infinite creative power that is your true nature. You will become a conscious co-creator with the divine, shaping your world in accordance with your highest vision. And as you do this, as you live from this expanded state of consciousness, you will find that life becomes an endless adventure of self-discovery and creation. The very challenges that once seemed insurmountable become opportunities for growth and expression. The limitations that once bound you dissolve in the light of your newfound understanding. For you are not a mere mortal, struggling against the forces of an indifferent universe. You are a divine being, a creative force, an individualized expression of the infinite intelligence that underlies all creation. And when you truly realize this, when you live from this truth, there is nothing in this world that can stand against you. So go forth, my dear friends, with this new understanding. Let go of the habit of seeking. Embrace the truth of your being. Live from the state of the wish fulfilled, and watch as the world transforms itself to match your inner vision. Remember the powers within you. The kingdom is at hand. The door is open. All that remains is for you to walk through it, to claim your divine inheritance, to step into the fullness of your being. Stop seeking and it will come to you, for it has always been yours, waiting only for you to recognize and claim it. This is the eternal truth, the great secret, the divine mystery revealed. Embrace it, live it, become it, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. And so, my dear listeners, as we draw this discourse to a close, I want you to take a moment to reflect on what we've explored together. Feel the truth of these words resonating within you. Allow them to sink deep into your consciousness, to take root in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. For it is from this place of deep knowing that true transformation occurs. It is here in the quiet depths of your being that you will find the strength and the courage to live this truth, to embody this wisdom in every aspect of your life. Remember, the journey we've embarked upon today is not a destination to be reached, but a new way of being to be lived. It is a continuous unfolding, a perpetual discovery of the infinite potential that resides within you. As you go forth from this place, carry with you the knowledge that you are the creator of your reality. Let every thought, every feeling, every assumption be a conscious choice aligned with your highest vision for yourself and for the world. And when you find yourself slipping back into old habits of seeking, of striving, of chasing after your desires, gently remind yourself of this truth-seeking, and it will come to you. For in that moment of letting go, of surrendering to the wisdom of your true self, you open yourself to receive all that you have ever desired and more. Trust in this process, my friends. Have faith in the unseen reality or assumptions. For it is this faith, this unwavering conviction in the creative power of your consciousness that will carry you through any challenge and bring forth the manifestation of your deepest desires. You are the miracle you've been waiting for. You are the answer to your own prayers. You are the fulfillment of your own prophecy. Embrace this wisdom, this understanding as one, this action-perfect fulfillment with your inner state. And so, with deep love and profound gratitude, I leave you with these final words. Be still and know that you are God. For in this stillness, in this cessation of seeking, you will find all that you have ever sought and more. The power is within you, always has been and always will be. It is not something to be acquired, but something to be realized and expressed. As you leave this gathering today, I challenge you to put these principles into practice. Begin with something small, something that feels within reach. Assume the state of already having it, feeling the joy and gratitude of its possession. Then watch and wait. Be patient, but expectant. For the seed you have planted in the fertile soil of your imagination must grow and bear fruit in its appointed hour. Remember, the time it takes for your assumption to become your physical reality is directly proportional to the naturalness of the state. The more natural it feels to you, the quicker it will manifest. So persist in your assumption until it feels as natural as breathing. And as you begin to see the fruits of your assumptive work, as your outer world begins to reflect the changes in your inner world, you will gain confidence in this process. You will begin to tackle larger desires, grander visions. For there is no limit to what you can do or have when you align yourself with the creative power of your imagination. But I caution you, do not embark on this journey for the mere accumulation of things. While there is nothing inherently wrong with material possessions, they are not the ultimate aim of this practice. The true purpose of this work is the expansion of your consciousness, the realization of your divine nature, the expression of your highest self. As you master the art of assumption, as you learn to live from the state of the wish fulfilled, you will find that your desires begin to change. The things that once seemed so important may lose their allure. You may find yourself drawn to higher pursuits, to more expansive visions, to goals that serve not just your individual self, but all of humanity. This is the natural progression of consciousness. As you awaken to your true nature as a creative being, you begin to align yourself with the greater good, with the divine plan for creation. Your individual world merges with the universal will, and you become a conscious co-creator with the divine. In this state of expanded awareness, you will find that life becomes an endless adventure of self-discovery and creation. Every moment becomes an opportunity for growth, for expression, for the manifestation of your highest vision. You will begin to see the divine in all things, to recognize the interconnectedness of all life. The barriers that once seemed to separate you from others will dissolve, and you will experience a profound sense of unity with all of creation. This, my dear friends, is the ultimate aim of the practice we have discussed today. It is not just about getting what you want, but about becoming who you truly are. It is about awakening to your divine nature, about realizing your oneness with the source of all creation. So, as we conclude our time together, I urge you once again, stop seeking and it will come to you. For in that cessation of seeking, in that stillness of being, you will find all that you have ever desired and more. You will discover the truth of your being, the limitless potential that is your birthright. Go forth now, not as seekers, but as finders, not as wanting, but as having, not as becoming, but as being. For you are already complete, already whole, already perfect. Your task is simply to awaken to this truth and to live from it in every moment. Let your life be a testament to this wisdom. Let your very being radiate the truth of who you are. For as you do, you become a light in this world, a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who cross your path. And remember, no matter what challenges you may face, no matter what obstacles may arise, you have within you the power to overcome. For you are not a mere mortal subject to the whims of fate. You are a divine being, a creative force, an individualized expression of the infinite intelligence that underlies all of creation. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding and watch as your world transforms in ways you never thought possible. My dear friends, it has been my great joy and privilege to share this truth with you today. As we part ways, know that I carry each of you in my heart. I see the divine in you, the infinite potential that is your true nature, and I know with absolute certainty that as you apply these principles in your life, you will experience a transformation beyond your wildest dreams. So go now with love in your heart and faith in your step. Go forth and create the life you desire. Go forth and be the person you are meant to be. Go forth and realize the truth of your being, for you are the creator of your reality. You are the master of your fate. You are the author of your story, and the power to write that story exactly as you wish lies within you, waiting only to be recognized and expressed. Stop seeking, and it will come to you. This is the promise and the challenge I leave you with today. Embrace it, live it, become it, and watch as your life unfolds in perfect harmony with your highest vision. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you for your attention, for your openness, for your willingness to explore these profound truths. May your journey be filled with joy, with discovery, with the realization of your deepest desires, and may you always remember the truth of who you are, a divine being, infinite in potential, boundless in creativity, eternal in nature. Go now and be at peace, for all that you seek is already within you, waiting only to be recognized and expressed. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and you have taken that step today. The rest of the journey lies before you, filled with infinite possibilities and boundless potential. Remember the world as you pushed out. What you see around you is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. So, cultivate beauty within, and you will see beauty without. Cultivate love within, and you will experience love without. Cultivate abundance within, and you will manifest abundance without. As you leave this gathering and return to your daily lives, carry with you this knowing you are not separate from your desire. You are one with it. It is not something to be sought, but something to be assumed. It is not something to be achieved, but something to be realized. In every moment you have a choice. You can choose to live from the old state of seeking and wanting, or you can choose to live from the new state of having and being. The choice is yours, and it is a choice you make in every moment of every day. Choose wisely, my friends. Choose to live from the end. Choose to embody the state of your wish fulfilled, for as you do, you align yourself with the creative forces of the universe, and nothing can prevent the manifestation of your desire. And if you find yourself faltering, if you find the old habits of thought and feeling creeping back in, do not despair. Simply recognize it for what it is, an old pattern, a familiar groove, and gently guide your thoughts and feelings back to the state of the wish fulfilled. This is not a battle to be won, but a dance to be danced. It is not about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts, but about aligning yourself with the truth of your being. It is about remembering who you really are and living from that remembrance. As you practice this, as you make it your daily habit to assume the state of the wish fulfilled, you will find that it becomes easier and more natural. What once required effort will become effortless. What once seemed impossible will become inevitable. For you are not changing who you are, but remembering who you have always been. You are not becoming something new, but awakening to your true nature. You are not acquiring something you lack, but recognizing the fullness that is already within you. This, my dear friends, is the great adventure that lies before you. It is an adventure of self-discovery, of self-realization, of self-expression. It is an adventure that will take you to the very heights of human potential and beyond. So embrace it with all your heart. Dig into it with all your soul, for in this adventure lies the key to all that you have ever desired and more. In this journey of awakening, you will find not just the fulfillment of your individual desires, but the realization of your oneness with all of creation. And as you walk this path, know that you do not walk alone. The entire universe conspires to support you in your awakening. Every experience, every encounter, every seeming obstacle is but an opportunity for growth, for expansion, for the expression of your true nature. So go forth with courage, with faith, with the unshakable knowing that all is well. For you are the creator of your reality, the master of your fate, the author of your story. And the pen with which you write that story is the power of your assumption. Assume greatness, and you will experience greatness. Assume love, and you will know love. Assume abundance, and you will live in abundance for what you assume you become. What you embody, you experience. What you are, you attract. This is the law of consciousness, the principle upon which all creation rests. It is not something to be learned, but something to be lived. It is not a technique to be mastered, but a truth to be embodied. So embody it, my friends, live it, be it. For in doing so, you fulfill your divine purpose. You express your true nature. You become who you were always meant to be. And in that becoming, you light up the world. You become a beacon of hope, a source of inspiration, a living testament to the transformative power of consciousness. So go now with my blessings and my love. Go and create the life you desire. Go and be the person you are meant to be. Go and realize the truth of your being. For you are not just a seeker of truth, but truth itself. You are not just a dreamer of dreams, but the very substance from which dreams are made. You are not just a child of God, but God individualized, God in expression, God made manifest. Embrace this truth, live from this understanding, and watch as your world transforms in perfect harmony with your highest vision. Stop seeking, and it will come to you. For it has always been yours, waiting only for you to recognize and claim it. This is the eternal truth, the great secret, the divine mystery revealed. Go now and be at peace, for all is well in your world. All is unfolding according to the divine plan, and you are an integral part of that plan, a unique and irreplaceable expression of the divine. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you for your presence, for your openness, for your willingness to explore these profound truths. May your journey be filled with joy, with discovery, with the realization of your deepest desires. And may you always remember the truth of who you are, a divine being, infinite in potential, boundless in creativity, eternal in nature. Go forth and live from this truth and watch as miracles unfold in your life. For the greatest miracle of all is not something that happens to you, but the realization of who you truly are. And in that realization lies the fulfillment of all your desires and more. Go in peace, my friends. Go in love. Go in the knowing that you are the creator of your reality, the master of your faith, the author of your story. And may your story be one of joy, of love, of the full expression of your divine nature. For in the end, that is what this journey is all about. It is not about getting, but about being. It is not about achieving, but about realizing. It is not about becoming, but about remembering who you have always been. Remember this truth, live from this understanding, and watch as your world transforms in ways you've never thought possible. For you are the miracle you've been waiting for. You are the answer to your own prayers. You are the fulfillment of your own prophecy. Embrace this truth, embody this wisdom, and go forth to create the life of your dreams. For it is your divine right and your sacred duty to do so. Thank you, and may your journey be blessed with all that you desire and more. Imagine, if you will, that your desire has already been fulfilled. Feel the joy, the relief, the overwhelming sense of gratitude that accompanies the realization of your deepest wishes. This feeling, this state of being, is the key to unlocking the infinite potential that lies dormant within you. You see, the world around us is nothing more than a reflection of our inner state. What we perceive as reality is merely a shadow cast by the light of our consciousness. And just as a shadow cannot exist without light, our external experiences cannot manifest without the power of our imagination. Consider for a moment the nature of prayer. Many of us have been taught to beseech an external deity, to plead for favors from a being separate from ourselves. But I tell you now, true prayer is not a petition to an outside force. It is a recognition of the divine power that resides within each and each one of us. When you pray, you are not reaching out to a distant God. You are, in fact, awakening to the God within you. This God, this infinite creative force, is not separate from you. It is you in your truest, most essential form. And it is through this understanding that your prayers find their answer. The Bible tells us before they call, I will answer. While they are yet speaking, I will hear. This is not a promise of some future event, but a statement of an eternal truth. The answer to your prayer exists now, in this very moment. It is not something to be created, but something to be realized. Your task then is not to make your desire come true, but to align yourself with the reality in which it is already true. This is the art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you can live from the end, when you can experience the joy and gratitude of your desire, as if it were already accomplished, you set in motion the forces that would bring it into your physical experience. Many of you may be thinking, but how can I feel something that hasn't happened yet? To this I say, your imagination is more real than the world you see around you. The physical world is malleable, constantly changing and reshaping itself in response to the images we hold in our minds. Think of it this way. When you plant the seed in the ground, do you dig it up every day to see if it has sprouted? Of course not. You trust in the unseen processes of nature, knowing that in due time the seed will grow into a mighty tree. Your desires are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Once planted, they need only your faith and your unwavering assumption of their fulfillment to grow into reality. This is the true meaning of faith. It is not blind belief in something unseen. It is the evidence of things not seen. When you can feel the reality of your desire so vividly that it becomes more real to you than the physical world around you, that is faith. And it is this faith that moves mountains. Now, some of you may be wondering about the role of action in this process. Should you simply sit back and wait for your desires to manifest? Not at all. Action is indeed necessary, but it is inspired action. When you live in the end, when you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you'll find yourself naturally guided to take the steps that lead to manifestation. These actions will not feel like struggle or strain. They will feel natural, effortless, as if you are being carried along by an invisible current. This is because you are no longer trying to make something happen. You are simply allowing what is already true in your imagination to express itself in your physical reality. Remember, the world is yourself pushed out. Every person, every circumstance you encounter is a reflection of your own consciousness. When you change your inner state, the world around you must change to reflect this new reality. This is not magic or wishful thinking. It is the operation of universal law. Let me share with you a powerful technique to help you maintain this state of living in the end. Before you go to sleep each night, replay in your mind a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make it as vivid and as real as possible. Engage all your senses. Feel the emotions you would feel if your desire were already realized. As you drift off to sleep in this state, you are impressing this reality upon your subconscious mind. And it is your subconscious mind that shapes your world. By doing this night after night, you are reprogramming your subconscious to accept this new reality as truth. During your waking hours, whenever doubts or fears arise, and they will, for that is the nature of the human mind, gently return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Do not fight against your negative thoughts. Simply replace them with the feeling of your desire accomplished. This practice requires persistence and patience. You are overcoming a lifetime of habit of seeing yourself as separate from your desires. But I promise you, with consistent application, you will begin to see changes in your world. At first, there may be small synchronicity here, a fortunate coincidence there. But as you persist, these changes will grow larger and more frequent. These changes will grow larger and more frequent until your entire world has reshaped itself to match your inner vision. Now let us address a common concern. Many of you may be thinking, but what if my desire doesn't manifest immediately? What if weeks or months pass and I see no change? To this I say, time is an illusion of the physical world. In the realm of imagination, where all things are possible, time does not exist. Your desire is fulfilled now in the eternal present moment. The time it takes to appear in your physical reality is determined by your ability to maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The more consistently you can live in the end, the more quickly you will see results in your outer world. But do not make the mistake of looking for signs or trying to figure out how your desire will manifest. This is a form of doubt, a denial of the reality of your imaginal act. Your only task is to persist in the assumption that what you desire is already yours. The how and when are not your concern. Trust in the wisdom of your subconscious mind to bring about the fulfillment of your desire in ways that you cannot even imagine. Remember, the outer world is a delayed reflection of your inner state, just as it takes time for light from distant stars to reach the earth. It may take time for the changes in your consciousness to fully manifest in your physical reality. But make no mistake, the change has already occurred the moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is why I say to you now, your prayer is about to be answered. In the realm of imagination, where all creation takes place, it is already answered. Your task now is to align yourself with this truth, to live and move, and have your being in the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. Let us consider for a moment the nature of consciousness. Most of us go through life believing that we are our bodies, our thoughts, our emotions. But I tell you now, you are none of these things. You are pure awareness, the observer of all these phenomena. Your true self is not affected by the circumstances of your life. It is not limited by your past experiences or your current situation. It is infinite, eternal, and all-powerful. When you identify with this true self, you tap into a wellspring of creative power that knows no bounds. This is the meaning behind the biblical statement, "I am my Father," or what? Your human personality, with all its limitations and fears, is not separate from the infinite creative power of the universe. They are one and the same. When you truly understand and internalize this truth, you will see that there is nothing you cannot be, do, or have. Now, some of you may be thinking, but what about other people? Don't they have their own free will? How can I manifest a specific person or situation that involves others? To this I say, there are no others. There is only one consciousness, individualized in billions of forms, but ultimately one. The people in your life are playing the roles that you have assigned to them through your beliefs and assumptions. When you change your conception of yourself and others, they must change to reflect your new awareness. This is not about controlling others, but about realizing that the entire world is yourself pushed out. This understanding brings with it a great responsibility. If you are the operant power in your world, if your consciousness is creating your reality, then you must be valid about what you accept as true. Every thought, every assumption, every belief is a seed that will grow into experience. This is why it is so crucial to guard the door of your mind. Be selective about what you allow to take root in your consciousness. Choose thoughts and assumptions that align with your desires, that reflect the reality you wish to experience. And when you find yourself faced with undesirable circumstances, remember these are not obstacles to be overcome. There are opportunities to practice your power of revision. You can literally revise any event in your imagination. And if you do so with conviction and persistence, you will see your revised version replace the original in your physical experience. This power of revision is not limited to current or future events. You can even revise your past. If there are memories that pain you, experiences that you feel have limited you in some way, you can go back in your imagination and rewrite those scenes. As you do this, you will find that your present circumstances begin to change, aligning themselves with your new revised past. Now, I want to address a question that may be arising in some of your minds. If I have this power to create my reality, why have I experienced hardship and suffering in my life? This is a profound question. And the answer lies in understanding the nature of consciousness and its evolution. You see, your life experiences, both positive and negative, are not punishments or rewards from an external source. They are the natural outpicturing of your state of consciousness. Often we are not aware of our deepest beliefs and assumptions. These subconscious patterns shape our reality without our conscious awareness. The challenges and difficulties you have faced in your life have served a purpose. They have brought you to this moment, to this understanding of your true power. Without them, you might never have sought a deeper truth, never have awakened to your divine nature. Moreover, what we perceive as hardship or suffering is often the breaking down of old patterns to make way for new growth. Just as a caterpillar must struggle to break free from its cocoon, strengthening its wings in the process, so too do our struggles strengthen us and prepare us for higher states of consciousness. But now that you are aware of your power, now that you understand the law of assumption, you no longer need to learn through suffering. You can consciously choose your state of being, and in doing so, choose your experiences. This is the meaning of the biblical injunction to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. As you change your habitual thought patterns, as you cultivate new assumptions about yourself and the world, you literally transform your entire experience of reality. Remember, consciousness is the only reality. What you are conscious of being, you become. This is why it is so important to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled to life from the end. By doing so, you are choosing to be conscious of your desire as an accomplished fact. As you go through your day, continually remind yourself of this truth. Whatever situation you find yourself in, whatever circumstances you encounter, ask yourself, how would I feel if my desire were already fulfilled? Then assume that feeling. Let it permeate your entire being. This practice may feel strange or unnatural at first. Your senses, conditioned by a lifetime of external focus, may rebel against this new way of being, but persist. Remember, your senses show you the world as it was, not as it is. They reflect the beliefs and assumptions you held in the past. As you maintain your new assumption, your senses will gradually align with your new reality. Now, let us delve deeper into the mechanics of manifestation. Many of you may be wondering about the role of detachment in this process. Should you be constantly focused on your desire, or should you let go and let go? The truth is, both attachment and detachment play a role in the manifestation process. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when you live from the end, you are attaching yourself to the reality of your desire. You are claiming it as your own here and now. But at the same time, you must detach from the need for your desire to manifest in a particular way or within a specific time frame. This detachment comes naturally when you truly believe in the reality of your imaginal form. Just as you don't anxiously wait for the sun to rise each morning, knowing with certainty that it will, so too should you rest in the certainty that your desire is already yours. This state of relaxed assumption is the key to effortless manifestation. It is the Sabbath spoken of in Scripture, the rest we enter into when we cease from our own labors and allow the Lord to work on our behalf. As you go about your daily life, maintain an attitude of quiet confidence. Know that the entire universe is working to bring about the fulfillment of your desire. Your only task is to remain faithful to your assumption, to persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Now, some of you may be experiencing what seems like a delay in the manifestation of your desire. Perhaps you've been practicing these principles for some time without seeing tangible results. To you, I say, do not be discouraged. Remember, what you are doing is reprogramming your entire subconscious mind, overcoming a lifetime of limiting beliefs and assumptions. This process takes time, but it is inevitable. Just a seed planted in the ground will inevitably grow into a plant, so too will your assumption inevitably manifest in your physical reality. The only variable is time, and time is determined by the intensity of your faith and the consistency of your assumption. If you find your faith wavering, if doubts and fears arise, do not fight against them. Simply acknowledge them and return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Every time you do this, you are strengthening your new assumption, making it more and more real to you. Making it more and more real to you. Remember, the outer world is a delayed reflection of your inner state. Continue to live from the end. Continue to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and you will see your world transform before your eyes. Now, let us address another aspect of this work that many find challenging. The concept of everyone is you pushed out. This principle states that every person in your life is a reflection of your own consciousness. They play the roles that you have assigned to them through your beliefs and assumptions. This can be a difficult concept to accept, especially when we encounter people who seem to oppose our desires or who behave in ways that cause us pain. But I urge you to consider, if everyone is you pushed out, then changing others becomes as simple as changing yourself. Instead of trying to manipulate or control others, focus on changing your conception of them. See them as you would like them to be. Assume that they are already behaving in ways that align with your desire. As you do this consistently, you will be amazed at how their behavior towards you begins to change. This principle extends beyond individual relationships to encompass your entire world experience. The events you see on the news, the state of the economy, the condition of the environment, all of these are reflections of collective human consciousness. And as an individualization of that consciousness, you have the power to influence these collective states through your own assumptions. Imagine the implications of this understanding by assuming a state of peace and harmony within yourself. You contribute to the manifestation of peace in the world. By assuming abundance and prosperity, you play a part in creating a more prosperous world for all. This is the true meaning of being the change you wish to see in the world. It is not about external action, although inspired action will naturally flow from your changed state. It is about embodying the state of consciousness that corresponds to your desired reality. As you practice living from the end, as you persistently assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you will begin to experience what I call signs following. These are external events and circumstances that confirm your new assumption. They may seem like coincidences or strokes of good fortune, but they are in fact the natural results of your changed consciousness. When you experience these signs following, do not make the mistake of becoming overly excited or attached to them. Simply acknowledge them as confirmation that the law is working and continue to live from the end. Remember, your desire is not something to be achieved in the future. It is a present fact in your imagination, and it is from this present fact that you must live. Now, I want to address a common misconception about this work. Many people believe that the law of assumption can only be used for material gain or personal advantage. Nothing could be further from the truth. The highest use of this law is for spiritual awakening and the realization of your true divine nature. As you practice living from the end, as you cultivate the ability to assume states of consciousness at will, you are in fact preparing yourself for the ultimate assumption, the realization of your oneness with God. This is the true purpose of all desire, to lead you back to your divine source. Every desire you have, whether for material success, loving relationships, or personal growth, is ultimately a desire for the feeling those things will give you, and that feeling is a state of consciousness, a way of being. As you master the art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are mastering the art of consciously choosing your state of being. This is why I say that desire is the august messenger of God. It is through our desires that we are led to explore different stored effortlessness, different ways of being. And through this exploration, we eventually come to realize our true nature as infinite, eternal beings of pure awareness. So do not judge your desires as good or bad, spiritual or material. All desires serve the ultimate purpose of awakening you to your true self. Embrace them, use them as opportunities to practice the law of assumption, and watch as they lead you to ever higher states of consciousness. As we conclude, remember this: your prayer is already answered. The power to manifest your desires lies within you. It's not about making things happen, but aligning with the reality where they've already occurred. Your imagination is the creative force shaping your world. What you consistently imagine and feel as real will inevitably manifest. This isn't wishful thinking, but a fundamental law of consciousness. Practice living from the end. Feel the joy and gratitude of your fulfilled desire. Let this feeling permeate your being. As you maintain this state, your outer world will reshape itself to match your inner vision. Remember, everyone and everything in your life reflects your consciousness. Change your conception of yourself and others, and watch as your reality transforms. Persistence is key. Your only task is to remain faithful to your assumption. Trust in the perfect timing of the universe. Release attachment to how or when your desire will manifest. Release attachment to how or when your desire will manifest. Every challenge is an opportunity to practice revision. You can rewrite any event in your imagination, changing your past and present. Your desires are divine messages leading you to explore different states of consciousness. Embrace them as stepping stones to spiritual awakening. As you master the art of conscious assumption, you're preparing for the ultimate realization, your oneness with the divine. This is the true purpose of all desire and manifestation. Go forth with the knowledge that you are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness creates your reality. Live from this understanding, and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Your prayers is answered. Your desire is fulfilled. It is done.